Sessa's Philly Streetlight Hair Gel. Shine brighter than your rap sheet. Tired of your hair falling flat halfway through a scam? Want to blind the competition before you even say, yo? Introducing Sessa's Philly Streetlight Hair Gel, the only gel strong enough to keep you slick while you're ducking indictments. Features: unbreakable hold, keeps your style tight through wind, rain, and federal raids. Blinding shine, reflects light so hard pigeons mistake your head for a street lamp. Philly Tough formula, infused with cheesesteak grease and Septa fumes for that authentic neighborhood finish. Nick Palermo. I used it once, and 3 dames followed me home thinking I was Sinatra. Mikey the Hammer. I couldn't even swing my hammer at him. I was blinded by the shine. Lopez. Confiscated a jar during a raid. Jury's still out if it's hair gel or construction adhesive. Special offer. Buy 1 tub today and Sessa throws in a free witness protection comb. Makes you look like a new man in seconds. Sessa's Philly Streetlight Hair Gel. Look sharp. Stay shady.
Mugs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
Analyzing Evil, Catwoman, the psychology of power, pain, and seduction. Bambi's Twisted Tales and Pizzaverse Studios production. You ever watch a cat fall from 5 stories up? They twist midair, they land on their feet. That ain't luck, that's instinct, that's survival. And nobody in Gotham embodies that like her. They call her a thief, a temptress, a menace. But under that leather and those claws is something more ancient, a survivor's soul. Selina Kyle ain't evil. She's evolution in heels, born out of trauma, sharpened by injustice, polished by pain. She's proof that sometimes the only way to stay human in an inhuman world is to stop playing by its rules. In this video, we ain't analyzing a villain. We're dissecting a mirror, a reflection of every woman who ever got pushed down and learned to rise up sharper than the claws that cut her. Welcome to Analyzing Evil Catwoman, the psychology of power, pain, and seduction. The broken girl behind the eyes. Selina Kyle's origin is a patchwork of pain, no single truth, just echoes of what could have been. Orphan, runaway, street rat, abuse survivor. Each story paints the same picture. The world failed her before she ever failed it. Neglect ain't just loneliness, it's a slow erosion of identity. You start seeing yourself how the world sees you, small, unimportant, disposable. That's where Selina's story begins, with invisibility. Psychologists call it developmental trauma. When love ain't consistent, safety's an illusion, and you grow up always expecting betrayal. So you learn to steal back control. That's why Catwoman steals, not just diamonds. She steals agency. Every theft's a rebellion. Every heist's revenge on a system that said she'd never have nothing. She ain't greedy, kid. She's taken interest on a debt society forgot to pay. Seduction as armor. The world sexualized her before she ever chose it, so she made it her weapon. That ain't sin, that's strategy. Her allure, her body language, the way she walks, it's all control. In a world where men write the rules, she rewrote the script. That's psychological inversion. You take what was used to hurt you, and you turn it into power. Selina's femininity ain't submission, it's domination. Her sensuality ain't weakness, it's armor. And that's what separates her from most so-called femme fatales. They perform. She owns. The mask and the shadow. When Selina puts on that mask, she's not hiding. She's revealing. The mask ain't a disguise, it's permission. To be wild, to be free, to stop apologizing for wanting control. That's Carl Jung's shadow integration, the act of embracing the dark half of yourself instead of letting it own you. Selina's not trying to destroy her demons, she's dancing with them. By day, she's vulnerable, overlooked, underestimated. By night, she's the one with the whip. And that duality, that's the essence of her power. Some folks wear a mask to hide. Selina wears hers to breathe. Love and control, the bat and the cat. The bat and the cat. It's the oldest waltz in Gotham. They're drawn to each other like magnets with opposite poles. He's rules and order. She's freedom and chaos. He builds cages. She picks locks. That tension, that's what makes it intoxicating. Psychologists call it intermittent reinforcement. A cycle of push and pull, pain and pleasure, the kind of love that keeps you hooked even when it hurts. But what they really share? Recognition. Two broken souls wearing masks, both convinced they can't be saved, both dying to be understood. Batman fights the world outside. Catwoman fights the one inside. And in their war, they find each other's humanity. Morality in the gray. Catwoman ain't your clean-cut hero or your cackling villain. She's the middle, the shade of gray that makes Gotham real. She steals from the corrupt, but she ain't above a selfish score. She saves lives, then disappears before the thank you. She breaks laws, but never her own code. That's moral relativism. The belief that right and wrong ain't absolutes. They depend on context, intent, circumstance. She ain't evil, she's necessary. In a city built on greed, she's balance. Trauma and rebirth. Selina Kyle's journey ain't about vengeance, it's about resurrection. Every near death, every heartbreak, every betrayal, they forge her. She dies 1,000 small deaths and comes back sharper each time. That's post-traumatic growth, the rare psychological phenomenon where suffering doesn't just scar you, it transforms you. She doesn't run from her pain, she reinvents it. That's why the cat motif fits. Every fall, every hit, every broken bone. She lands on her feet. Femininity as freedom. She don't need saving, never did. What she needs is space to breathe. Catwoman ain't just female empowerment. She's the embodiment of self-definition. She exists on her own terms, in her own skin. To women who've been silenced, she's rebellion. To men who underestimated her, she's the punchline to their downfall. That whip crack you hear? That's the sound of history being rewritten, one diamond at a time. The psychology of the cat. In behavioral psychology, cats symbolize autonomy, sensuality, and cunning. They don't obey, they choose. And so does Selina. Her feline traits, independence, stealth, curiosity, ain't random. They're the distilled essence of survival instinct. Every step, every smirk, every purr, calculated. She mirrors the animal she embodies, elusive, graceful, deadly when cornered. She ain't evil, kid. She's nature with lipstick. The price of freedom. Freedom ain't cheap. Catwoman lives alone, loves in fragments, trusts no one. That's the tragedy of the self-made. When you rise from nothing, you stop letting anyone get close enough to take it away. She craves connection, but fears it. That's avoidant attachment, love laced with terror of losing control. Every time she walks away from Bruce, from comfort, from safety, it ain't because she don't want it. It's 'cause she don't believe she deserves it. Selina Kyle's no saint, but she's no sinner either. She's a survivor, a reminder that power and pain can live in the same body and still look damn good in black. She teaches us this. Evil ain't always cruelty. Sometimes it's the refusal to stay broken. And sometimes the ones called villains are the only ones telling the truth. Maybe what makes Catwoman timeless ain't the whip, the suit, or the diamonds. Maybe it's the fact that every one of us, somewhere deep down, wants to stop apologizing for who we are. She's the shadow that refuses to disappear. The lesson that pain ain't the end, it's the start of something wild. So next time you see her leap into the night, don't think of a thief. Think of a survivor who learned the greatest truth of all. You can't cage what was born to roam. This has been Analyzing Evil, Catwoman, the Psychology of Power, Pain, and Seduction. Brought to you by Bambi's Twisted Tales, where every villain gets a story, every shadow gets light, and every legend gets its fangs sharpened. So if you dig the dark, if you crave the truth behind the mask, hit subscribe, ring that bell, and join the family. 'Cause here in the Pizzaverse, we don't just tell stories. We unmask 'em. Thanks for watching.